haven't had our sound board in a long time. We're just too lazy. It literally would take us a minute to set it up. But welcome back to the Noonchi Podcast.
You know what though? Like
Yeah.
I've always, every time we use that sound effect, right?
Yeah.
I always thought like our show doesn't deserve a boing 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 boing. Does that make any sense? Like it should deserve like a hey, like something of less energy. You know what I mean? Like a boing 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 means it feels like a morning radio show where it's like,
Yeah.
what's up everybody? Welcome to the Noonchi Podcast.
We're gonna pump you up for
we're
the
gonna have
next
a crazy
20.
yeah, like that kind of stuff, right? All the hits, all the crazy prank calls or whatever. But
Dude,
you know,
you're good at that.
but all we have is just like, hey, so how's your weekend?
Boy. Oh man,
Yeah.
I'm really tired today.
I'm
Oh,
hanging out
shoot.
by a thread, brother. Welcome to the Noonchi Podcast,
Yeah.
episode 51. Thank you
Yeah.
for the comments. People said congrats.
Yeah,
to
50 is a milestone.
Mhm.
And yeah, we should be proud of it. Moving on to the next chapter.
Mm.
Danny and I, we had a long weekend,
Yes.
as you would put it. I mean, Danny actually works on the weekends, if you really think about it.
I worked yesterday, actually.
Yeah. So he doesn't really have days off per se. He's always constantly working and writing. That used to be my life. I don't have days off just because I'm a father. I have like, yeah. So and then I'm also a part-time, or you might say a full-time person trying to avoid my wife. Trying to she's always like, I don't know where we are in our relationship, but it started to get more shime, like more like she's always trying. She doesn't understand any of my moves or any of my decisions, and it's always like a shaking of the head, or the like. She doesn't approve of my actions.
Like what? I remember a while back. I mean, you've always had my wife's story.
Yeah.
A classic one that I remember. And I know, during momentous milestone episodes, we should go talk about previous episodes. But there was an episode,
Yeah.
I forget what episode, where you talked about how you chansorid for the first time to your wife.
Yeah.
And you got the death stare because
Yeah.
she was trying to pick out baguettes out of a toaster with
Jjigae.
with
Metal
with
tongs.
tongs.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I mean? And
It's a lot of that, but like I actually have to give her more credit because I think I am just kind of giving less fucks now. So to speak. Like I'm just kind of like tired of going the extra mile to be politically correct in front of my wife, or I don't know what it is. Like
yeah.
just
I know,
kind of
okay.
like, I know that she can read what I really mean. So sometimes I'll just say half the words,
Right.
and she'll roll her eyes, because she's like, "Really, you're gonna be that lazy? Like you know?"
So like explain like how what is an example of laziness? I'll tell you an example of my laziness. Right? Which is since it's the summer, the AC at my house is on, like except when I'm not there, right?
Yeah.
But there's a point where you're like, okay, I think it's getting kind of cold in here. So instead of turning off the AC, I look next to my couch, and inevitably there is like a sweater or something or a hoodie. So I wear the hoodie
Okay.
instead of walking to get the remote. Like right now, the AC is on. I'm sure you could hear it in the audio.
Yeah.
And I see the remote, but I'm not gonna walk and go get it. So like that type of laziness. Are you when we're talking about laziness, or is it more like lazy in the sense of like go wash your feet?
Oh no. Oh well, like brushing my teeth kind of thing. Like, I should do it sooner. or like I should be more mindful.
But you do it, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay.
But she gets mad if I, lay down in bed and she's like, you better not fall asleep. You might as well have brushed your teeth, then laid down kind of thing. I'll like, we don't have a hamper in our room. We used to, but she won't let me put it out because, for some reason, before it was because, Benji would like jump in the hamper, like I think it's a hiding place.
Yeah.
But so I have nowhere to put my, like when I get home, like I'll take off, like I'll change into my home clothes, which is something I never really
Yes.
Yeah. Like did back home until I was ready for bed. Right. But as soon as you get into our house, you better change into your home clothes. Right. So I do that, but I'll take off my shirt, my socks, whatever, and my pants, and I'll just like hang them on the chair, or like I'll throw it on the ground because there's no hamper.
Right.
It's like, but there's a walk to the laundry room, which is the other side of the house. And sometimes I'll do it. But sometimes I'm just kind of like, when I take off my socks, I'm looking for an area. If she's nearby, like I'll be lazy. Like, so I'll try to not let her see me dropping socks. I know it doesn't make noise, but I'll just drop it slowly anyway. I'm a guy, man. Like,
no, I get it. I mean, like while you have outside clothes and inside clothes, I have outside clothes and inside underwear. Like I'm like, as I get home, well, like I'm literally taking off, like unbuttoning shit as I'm walking up the stairs to my house, right? So like if a neighbor catches me at the wrong time, I'll be like maskless. I'll be like, what I mean? I'll take off my hat. I'm like already there. So by the time I hit the door, I'm almost like undoing my belt. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I get it.
So we were talking about this before. You've been here for about over about 10 years. I've been here for almost 4 years now.
Oh my gosh, that sounds that's crazy.
Now my question is there anything that you do currently in Korea that you never used to do back? Is there like not a hobby, but like a
that I never used to do back home?
Yeah.
I wear home clothes. Like, like
no, even when
you were essentially pajamas.
When you were single and you lived alone, did you have home clothes and outside clothes?
I mean, I had pajamas that I used to wear my brother's scrubs because they were light and really comfortable.
Right.
So you would wear that to sleep instead of like sweats. But yeah, I do home clothes. I do. My wife made me buy clothes for just when I step outside to get something at the 편의점 or the market.
Oh, you got small errand clothes.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Oh wow.
And I wear slippers in the house. Like
slippers are something that I too have acquired.
You got accustomed to.
Yeah. Okay. And obviously you got bathroom slippers too.
And
you got the rest of the house slippers.
Yeah.
And then you also got like going to the 편의점 slippers.
Yeah.
Right. So like I have an exorbitant amount of slippers. Now the thing about it is what I found very weird is that back home, the relationship of feet, right? What people have when it comes to feet, right? Okay. Like, so for example, a lot of my like dongsengs, when you go to their house, they don't even give a fuck if you wash your hands when you go to their house.
Like Korean
dongsengs.
Korean.
They'll go, they'll be like, hey, can everybody go wash their feet?
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
That's
I've never heard that.
Yeah, so like there's one dongseng, every time I go to his house, I have to go to the bathroom and wash his feet. But not just me, everybody has to wash their feet, right? And so like just the fixation of feet the relationship is different because like, you know, like for example, like stand-up comedy. Like if a comedian wears flip-flops on stage, like it's kind of frowned upon.
Oh, but okay, but you know what I mean? But it's probably part of the act.
No, some people just fuck it, like, you know, or
I mean, like, okay, I understand.
Or like if you go to a comedy club and in the front row, like you see people with flip flops.
Oh yeah,
guaranteed someone's going to make fun of.
Okay,
like just the idea of feet being kind of gross.
I'm really curious because I wonder if it's just this one person's kind of thing. It almost sounds like a fetish. Like I wonder if he has like a hidden camera in his bathroom and his name is really Quentin Tarantino.
No, I mean like I so like even my cousin, who came to the U.S. to study, like, and he used to live with us and he used to live with another cousin or whatever. He would always be like, you know, like when you come in from outside, like after a long day, like, hey, like everybody go wash their feet.
Oh wow.
Like so like the idea of feet cleanliness, obviously all cleanliness is important, but like I find that ultra different. Yeah. And just overall slippers, like, you know, now we're in the, you know, when we live in, I mean, we work in Korean office, like a lot of people have work slippers. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so
that's true.
But in America, like the idea of seeing feet and socks is not like it's kind of like a faux pas to like show that shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? So to me, like, I still think feet are gross.
Yeah, I mean, like, even when I used to go to your place in K-Town, we never took our shoes off when we went to your house. Yeah, which was very weird for me. Like, I took off my shoes back home. Right. And most of my Korean American friends, they all had the same rule. Right. You know. But when I went to your house, it was always like, I didn't want to take my shoes off.
Exactly. Like I think it was at a point where it's like it's probably better for you to keep your shoes on, right?
But in your room, did you walk around with shoes in your room as well? You took your shoes off there. Okay.
Yeah. I had house slippers. I had those like furry house slippers.
Oh, the furry ones.
Yeah. So the thing I saw about feet I want to talk about is like I've noticed this is like especially ajashis. Like in our old office, right across the street, like there would be like construction workers or whatever, right, or like janitors or whatever, right? So they'd take a lunch break outside their building, and I would see them like take off their shoes and like play with their feet as they're smoking a cigarette.
Massage their feet, like just like kind of.
It's yeah, I guess, but it's not like it's like a professional anything massage, like. It's like they're looking at their phone.
Socks on, right?
Yeah, they have their socks on, but they're like looking at their phone and they're just like touching their feet.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? I'm like, that's not. I saw some barefoot feet too.
Okay.
I've seen that shit in like a samgyeopsal restaurant, where like it's like, let's say it's like an older ajashi and maybe two of his dongsengs or maybe coworkers that are like kind of beneath them. And so as he's like getting drunk, he's like doing the same shit. He's like touching his feet with his left hand while like drinking soju and then talking. But you know, I'm like, that's not
okay.
That's not good, man. Your doenjangjjigae is gonna taste a little different, my friend. So I'm just curious.
I mean, I see people all the time like at the office wearing slippers. That's something I've never seen back home at any job I've had. And I'll see them often wear the slippers you only can buy at 편의점. Like like those.
The fake Adidas?
Yeah, the fake Adidas. I mean, we have them right here, right?
Yeah. Adidas.
So, I mean, that's something very particular to my experience in Korea that doesn't exist back home. Another thing for me is... I mean, we've talked about this before, but like I'm very accepting. At first, I was weirded out by like the whole experimentation of pizza and like gold or like koguma or like, you know, sweet potato, mashed sweet potatoes on as a topping or just as a in the crust kind of thing. Like that stuff I'm totally used to now. Like, all right, I know how you feel about all that stuff. But
like if it's in front of me, then I'll try it, but I will never order it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and for those that I know, for people to order it, I'll judge.
Well, it goes for most foods in Korea that just have that, it's a kind of a Korean thing to do. Like even pasta for a while. Now it's, you can find a good, authentic kind of Italian pasta. But when I first got here, it was all sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I got used to that too.
Yeah.
Like I think I just have a Korean palate at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I still don't like. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I don't think we ever talked about this. Isaac toast.
Isaac toast.
Right.
I love it. Yeah.
I'm not a fan.
It's all sweet.
Yeah. I was like, yo, man, like
love it. Just the thought of it.
Everything in this fucking Isaac toast, any of these sandwiches, all the ingredients, I'm a fan of all of them. Hash browns, cheese, bread.
It's all the same sauce.
Yeah, but then you eat it and you're like, God damn it. Can you like not sweeten this stuff? He's like, I don't know how to.
Yeah.
It's like when I tell somebody, hey, can you make, I went to Isaac Toast once and I said, can you not make it sweet? They're like, what? We don't do that. Like, it's like in the hood, the same reaction I get is, okay, so let's say like this costs like $1.07, right? And I give them $5 bill, and then they put it on their register, and they're about to, it gives you change. So hold on, I got 7 cents, and they'd be like, I don't know how to really subtract, right? When you give them a math problem like that at the end, like they freak out, and so Isaac toast, like shit like that. I realize I don't have a sweet tooth. Every now and again, like
maybe I don't know when it turned for me, but in the beginning I was like, every time I order something new because I think it just sounded more savory than the last, and then it would always be sweet, but then at some point I just kind of accepted it, and I don't like back then when I first got here,
right?
Pizza. There was nothing that resembled back home.
Right.
Like the closest thing, I remember somebody that was like, I was so excited because they're like, oh, you got to try this pizza place. It's like really great.
Yeah.
And they were Kyopo, you know? And then I went, and I don't want to say the name of the place. I think it still exists.
Yeah.
So I went and I was like, this is garbage, you know? And then I realized my friend, she had lived here over 10 years, you know? And so she basically was in the same position that I am in now.
You know what? I'm afraid that that's going to happen to me because I pride myself in my taste buds to be like,
right now, like I get what you're saying, but I think in a few years, you're gonna have a lot more like I don't give a fucks. Like even when it comes to like, I don't even think gonna let go.
No, I don't even think it's an I don't give a fuck thing. It's like what I'm afraid of is that like I'm gonna be so accustomed to the flavor profile of Korea that whenever I go back home and I'm gonna eat like Cheetos, that'll piss me off because I don't want that to happen.
But you know what's even more dangerous? What? I think is like when you have a lot of people used to hit me up, not lately, right? But when, let's say, they had a friend coming in to Korea, they'd hit me up and say, "Hey, Bobby, can you meet up with my friend and take them out, and get something, take them to some good places to eat and whatnot." And sometimes I've missed the mark on like the non-Korean stuff,
right?
Like they'll say, I'm kind of tired of Korean food. Can we go get something else? I'll be, oh, this place is really good.
Yeah.
And then it's just kind of like, I remember one time I took somebody to Spain Club. It's like the only place at like maybe 5 years ago or 6 years ago that you could get like jamon and prosciutto, like that kind of thing that was cut off and I was so excited about this place. But then I didn't realize 5-6 years ago in the States, the prosciutto and jamon game, like all that was like really good.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know. I thought, oh, this is awesome. It's Korea now, like, and I was like, I took someone there and they're just like, man, this is kind of overpriced and there's not a lot of it. And I was just like,
what is this, Oscar Mayer? What the fuck? Why are you giving, what is this, bologna that you gave me?
It's like, and then after a while, like when you go to the supermarket here, and the sliced cheese section, they have cheese where it's like, they call it cheddar cheese, right? It's like, this is cheddar, and my wife will be like, oh, we should get cheddar this time. I'm like, that ain't cheddar. But these days I'm like, I'll be like, let's get that cheddar. But I know it's not cheddar.
Yeah, I don't want to, I mean, it's not, okay.
It doesn't taste anything like cheddar cheese.
Yeah, of course. I know.
Although this week we ordered, I was like, hey, I haven't been on Coupang for a while for like specialty items. And so I looked on it because I was always sick and tired of looking like for cheddar cheese for like $20 a block.
Right.
And I was like, I wonder what they have now. Right. And so they had cheddar cheese for like $8 a block.
Ooh.
And I was like, that's cheap.
Yeah. Who makes it?
I don't know.
CJ?
But then I saw one that was sachanan for $4, right? I was like, oh man, this is a very pivotal moment because I could pick the one that's $8 that looks better, right? Or I can go for the one that's sachanan but has more reviews by Korean people.
That's true. Yeah. I wouldn't suggest like when I see a true mark of like a good Korean food or restaurant is to see how many old Korean people are down with this shit. But when it comes to Western food, it needs to be all in English on the reviews. Right.
So I got the one with the sachanan one.
Did it come?
Right? It came the next, I ordered it like at 9 p.m. And in the morning it was there.
And
it was like really good. Man. But I know that now that we're having this conversation, I would never give that to someone visiting. Because
I agree. Like I think number one, I don't ever go like, oh, this place is gonna be the bomb to anybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like because
it's dangerous.
Very dangerous. Yeah. I like to be like, I like this place. It's kind of cool. Like that's the vibe I give. Because like what I don't like is when people are like pushing their tastes on you. You know what I mean? Like because okay, so you'll be like, okay, yo, let's go to this restaurant. I think this is the best whatever food, right? Samgyeopsal, whatever, right? And then you're eating it, but then the other person is kind of, you could feel them staring at you like, it's good, right? How is it, right? And you can't be like, that place sucks, right? You know what I mean? Like, so I'm just like, oh yeah, it's, and then I'm like, in my mind, my mental checklist is like, don't ever ask him, about like a good food spot. You know what I mean? So like, one key move is that like having like having foodie friends is very important, but also like you have to have similar taste buds, right? So like I have like a Korean foodie friend, and then I have like a Western foodie friend, and
then you got me. It was like we just go to the Pyeonijam.
Yeah. I mean, I'm down for that, but like okay, so I went on a coupon binge, but I almost made a purchase that I was gonna regret, so I didn't do it. So it's by the Fritos company, Fritos, right? But it's a cheese dip. Right?
Oh, okay.
The jalapeno cheddar cheese dip is fucking amazing, right? But then they don't sell them in small quantities, right? So it's like a fucking 36 pack for like $50. Right?
Oh, man, okay.
Right?
No, man,
and I was like, I'm not gonna eat this many.
Although that cheese does have a long shelf life.
Yeah. But that, yo man, 36 cans.
Yeah.
Like you'd have to use it in your cooking, in your cuisine.
Yeah.
For you to like. My father used to make mac and cheese with this, but I'm not gonna do that shit, right? So anyway, but I missed eating that, right?
Okay.
And so I went to Yeonidong, right? And there's like this international whatever
market
thing.
Yeah.
They had flaming hot Cheetos.
Oh yeah.
They had Takis. Okay. They had all kinds of shit.
Takis?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
They had the jalapeno cheddar cheese dip.
Okay.
The jalapeno cheddar cheese dip was $8.
Ooh.
And I went, 8 times 36 is 50. No, it's not 50.
Right? I check everything on coupon these days. So it's just
the bag of back home it would be like $2.99, like the big bag of flaming hot Cheetos.
Yeah,
was $8.
Damn.
$9.
I mean,
and I went. I don't like it that.
Sometimes so you know what?
So you know what I bought? I bought a can of 7-Up.
A can of 7-Up.
I haven't had 7-Up in such a long time. You know, I've had cheese.
All right, Sprite is the thing here,
but I was like, ooh, 7-Up. So that's what I bought, and it was a $2.50 can of Coke, and I drank it. And I was like, or of 7-Up. I was like, So there's, you know, like my tongue and my taste buds, I feel like they're still kind of intact, you know, and I'm not gonna hate on it. You know what I mean? Like. To be honest, I mean, I know you're never gonna watch, but like Tom's Pizza, right? Like, I like them for the food and the ambiance, and I like Tom, a lot. But then on recently on a post, he was selling pineapple pizza.
Oh yeah,
and I went, I don't know if I'm gonna go there anymore.
By the way,
yo, what the fuck, Tom?
We promote. I mean, we don't promote, like if you go. To Tom's Pizza, you mentioned the Noonchi Podcast. Apparently, you can get a shot of tequila, right?
Yeah.
So, so we do promote that on the YouTube page.
Right. So
maybe we take that down.
Like, I don't know, Tom. Hey, Tom. Like when I saw that, I went, I don't know, man. You know?
Well, my feeling about it. Like I'm all for it. Like I like pineapples on pizza. That's fine with me.
Yeah. So I'm gonna take it down because this is my channel.
What about pineapples in like a burger? Like if it's a Hawaiian burger.
The only way I like pineapples, is by itself.
Just by itself. Not a little like a lilikoi. What do you call it? Lilikoi garu?
No.
How do you say powder? Right.
Garu. I mean, okay, but like, I don't want fruits. Like to me, fruits are a different
should
part.
Should be natural.
The fruits should be in a different category. Like, matter of fact, I think it should be eaten separately. Right.
Okay.
I think there should be breakfast. I think there should be lunch. There should be dinner, and then fruit time.
Okay.
So, like,
well, you're Korean then, because that's basically they have fruit time all the time.
Right. Like, so fruit time, you know what I mean? Or
dessert is fruit.
Yes, or like some people might have like a banana for breakfast.
Yeah, I had a banana for breakfast,
and I'd be like, that's not breakfast.
Oh, it's not.
You just had early fruit time. All right. To me, like breakfast is like cereal, right? You know?
I mean, what do you say about like blueberry pancakes or like strawberry shortcake? Or
that's why I only eat regular pancakes.
Oh, really? You don't do anything. You don't mix it up, macadamia, chocolate chip pancakes, stuff like that.
Well, again, that mean fruits.
Oh, they're not fruits. Yeah.
I like fruits the way they are. I don't like them heated, cold. Actually, I like frozen grapes.
I didn't know it went that far in terms of.
That's why I don't like, for example, like OG al pastor tacos.
Yeah, they put the pineapple on top, then and just like drenches down.
Real OG, they would actually put bits of pineapple in your al pastor.
Oh, really? Okay.
And when I would see that, I'd be like, nah, I don't.
You don't want that?
Yeah, no gracias, no pin.
Oh, damn.
No. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's just me.
It's interesting.
Like I that's why when it's birthday time.
Yeah.
And it's like someone's birthday and you don't really give a fuck, but like, oh, it's cake, everybody. Like, and I think that's universal. Like even if you're not really close to that person or you don't really, whatever, you're happy. Hey man, happy birthday, or hey you, happy birthday. It don't mean shit. Like you're just saying that so that you want some cake, right?
Dude, next time, when it's your birthday next, I'm buying you a fucking fruitcake. You're gonna eat that shit.
And I'm just gonna be like, man, I'm gonna cut this, man. I'm gonna cut this straight into the trash can.
Oh man.
So yeah, I mean, again, I'm weird about the food stuff. One thing I've noticed is the exorbitant amount of wet wipes that I've used in Korea.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Wherever you go, like, and
물 tissue.
people always ask for it.
Yeah.
At the restaurant.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, we have 물 tissue. I see like 3-4 bags right now of 물 tissue just in the studio.
But like to me, I go. Just go wash your fucking hands. All right. You just made your dirty hands wet. That's what you just did. You didn't clean them. You know what I mean? Like a part of me wants to. But okay, 물 tissue.
I mean, for us, we don't really call them wet naps, right? We just always call them baby wipes growing up, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's all they were really used for.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Baby wipes.
Yeah.
Until there were like Clorox wipes, to just like, but
that would suck if you didn't check and then use Clorox wipes for your kids backside, and you'd be like, why is this kid fucking crying every time I?
Well, I wonder how many like Koreans actually visit like other countries, and they're just not like into, or they're not good travelers, and they're asking for, can I get some wet naps?
Right.
And people are just looking at them strangely.
Or there's some countries I've been to where they don't even give you napkins.
Yeah,
at a restaurant, right? So like it's on you to bring, like,
oh really?
The what do you call it? The equipment to wipe yourself off.
That kind of reminds me in a weird way of another thing I've accepted in Korea is the lack of trash cans. Although lately in Gangnam there have been trash cans that have been showing up, right? Recycle and trash. But for a long time I could not find a trash can anywhere except for when I was on the subway platform. There's always that one exactly where you know it is every time, and then you're just kind of holding your trash to empty it all there then. That I kind of like that. I'm just like I try to put myself in situations where I won't have anything to throw away. So like if I have a to-go coffee cup and I finish it, like I did this yesterday. I bought an iced Americano and it was in a to-go cup, and I left the place and I drank it outside waiting for my wife, right? And I finished it. I still had half to go by the time she came, and I was like, I gotta finish this now because I'm gonna have nowhere to throw it away. And by the time I finished it, so I just finished the rest of the cup, and I went back into the cafe, and I said, "Can you throw this away?"
Because I frequent convenience stores a lot, whether it's to buy cigarettes or other items.
Yeah,
that's where I use the trash can, because they have trash cans there.
But that requires you to buy something,
like cigarettes or gum or one of these. So you throw away something that you need to throw away to obtain something new that you need to throw away later. The endless cycle of killing the environment. That's interesting. Yeah, the lack of trash cans was something that I found very, very interesting, because like I know it's illegal and you shouldn't do it, or it's frowned upon. Is like, for example, cigarette smokers. There's so many like drains on the floor. Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah. So I see everybody throwing it in the drain. Yeah, which is that's not good. That's not good. Yeah, but everyone does it. So I go, hey, when in Seoul.
I see.
Yeah, I Seoul you. What the fuck does that mean? Why did you? What does I Seoul you mean?
I mean, the new one is me we or something. Meme.
So it's like no na uri Gangnam. That's what they're trying to say.
No na uri Gangnam.
Right. Okay. But I think they also try to
put meme in it.
Use the word meme in it. So it's me we Gangnam. Yeah. Which is also fucking retarded. Why don't you? Look, guys. So
it's Korean. Fine. Actually, those are the things. Those things I'm past. I know where. I know you. I know. I feel you. But like, I'm past like having a problem with those things. I'm just kind of like, oh yeah, I don't need to understand that stuff. Like, but now I'm just accepting of it. Same thing with like, how small the napkins are at restaurants.
Oh yeah. That I'll just totally, use more.
I actually appreciate that more now than like when I go back to the States and the napkin is like a map size when you open it. It's like many layers and you can make a map out of it.
Why does it say Thomas Guide on the napkin? No, but that's an old ass reference.
It's like, damn.
I'll give you $1 if anyone knows what a Thomas Guide. Actually, the people that listen to our podcast, they're old as fuck. So like they probably know what Thomas. Right. Actually, no, I take that back.
So even when I go to McDonald's, I think the napkins are too big there. You know, like everyone always grabs like a book, like the size of a book,
right?
Like a thick book, like of napkins, and it's such a effing waste. I appreciate the small napkins or the napkins that it's not even out there for you, right? It's like it's on the side in this little napkin holder, square napkin holder kind of.
You know why? You know why I laugh is because I remember living with Wandag, right? He was like a napkin hoarder, right?
Okay.
So like everywhere he went, from 7-Eleven, all the way to like McDonald's or Starbucks, so if you went, if you looked at we had a napkin like a drawer at our apartment, and it was like filled. Like you never ever needed to buy napkins.
Like a pack of napkins at the supermarket?
Fucking ever, because it was like McDonald's, it was like Subway, it was like 7-Eleven.
I get it. I think that's like a bachelor's thing, or like a when you're single, or if you're an old Korean woman. My mom, man, that reminds me of my mom.
Absolutely, like, dude, Wandag. This is where I was like, that it made me laugh, but I was like, it's kind of embarrassing because we're going together, right? Like we're going to 7-Eleven together and then driving back, right? Wandag would stuff his sweats filled with 7-Eleven napkins and condiments, right?
Okay.
You know, but he'd get like, I don't know, and it's not like he'd get anything unhealthy or whatever.
Let's hit him up this week and ask him if he still does that.
Probably.
Okay.
You know, once a hoarder, I think always a hoarder.
I'm trying to work on that though.
Do you have anything that you do now that like if your friends back home saw you doing it, they'd be like, yo, what the fuck are you doing?
I don't know. Like now, let me get back to you on that one. Because I every time I like DPD came back, right? A couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Right. And we went and had dinner.
And we both got gout flare-ups.
I know that he spends a lot of time in Korea, right? And then, but I still do. I remember feeling self-conscious about us having to pick the place to eat, right? When I know that he's been out more to eat than we have in his time here. So I was kind of like, we kind of took a shot in the dark, and we just picked a place we never ate before. Right. We're like, let's meet here.
Right.
But then like part of me was kind of like, oh man, I hope it doesn't suck. And DPD thinks something's that we suck.
Do you have, but also do you have how do you say especially when it comes to like, hey, let's meet somewhere.
Yeah.
I always feel like you were never ever, every time we've talked, you were never really stern about, yo, we're going here.
Yeah.
It was always like kinda in the area. Like it was always like but I don't know if that's changed. Like, you know what I mean? Like, like were you like that when you were back home, or is that a thing that you kind of obtain here because you just in your mind go, I don't know the area, or you know what I mean?
I feel that way more now. Like before the first couple years here, I couldn't wait to take all my friends to all the places I discovered. And then after a while, you know, I feel like I was going towards like losing the taste buds of, you know, everyone back home. So little by little, I felt like they were less appreciative of the places I was finding, because I was just kind of leaning towards the Korean palate. And I think I'm completely there now. Like, I don't want to be the person to pick a place to eat. Yeah. Because really, I'm easy to please, for one thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't care if it's like the best samgyeopsal that, you know, like, I'm not, the way I see it is like, sure, there's great samgyeopsal places. I know which ones are crowd pleasers. Right. But there's one that's closer to us.
Right.
You know, and it's still not bad.
Yeah.
Like, we live in a country where you can go across the street, there's probably a samgyeopsal place. Yeah. And it's going to be okay.
Yeah. Right? No, I mean, I get it. No, I mean, I know what you mean.
Answers your question.
Yeah. Because I think to me, I feel like you were always, how do you say, like let's say we said something, like let's say I said something wild, like off camera or whatever, right? Your reaction before you moved here, or even when you were living here for a year or two, has changed completely.
Okay.
Than when I say something wild off camera now. Obviously on camera, like I totally get it, but like, you know what I mean? Like off camera, like I feel like you've become a little bit more, I don't say conservative, but I feel like it's similar to your palates of spicy. I think the way you react to me saying something fucking wild, you're like, you always used to shake your head and be like, what the fuck, man? Yeah. But now it's less laughter and more head shaking than before. Okay. Yeah. That's what I felt like changed. But I think.
Oh, I mean, it's probably because, you know, I don't want to see you get in trouble down the line. I don't know. It's cancel culture or something. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe fuck it. There's nothing to cancel me for. Go for it. Try to cancel what? Fucking a channel that gets 100 views. Yeah, whatever. Cancel me. But for me, the one thing that I think my people from back home, if they looked at me and they'd be like, why do you do that? Is I used to put on a lot of deodorant. Okay. But I don't anymore.
Oh, you don't? Yeah. Okay.
But you know how people say, like, apparently Koreans don't smell?
Yeah, the BO is not so bad. Yeah. It's not a big problem here.
Yes, it is.
You think?
Yes.
No, yes, I don't think so at all.
I mean, not as back, but it's different from back home in terms of like, you know, and I don't think it's a diet thing or whatever. I think it's an overall cleanliness thing. Yeah. There are some dirty people that smell like shit, and then there's some people that don't, right?
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, there's some dietary smells too, or whatever, or cuisine smells, but like there's two smells in Korea that I smell more often, especially at this time of the year, is that, you know, when you don't dry your fucking clothes properly and it smells like fucking wet dog. Yeah. That smell. Okay. And I smell that a lot, especially at this time of the year.
On the subway, the bus, right. Just like okay.
Right. And so that, plus, let's say, you know, you're not a clean person, you know. Yeah. So that's why, obviously, the clothes is not gonna, you wearing deodorant is not going to completely fix that smell.
Deodorant, I've never worn deodorant in my life, but actually in junior high school,
I've been wearing it recently. I've been wearing it.
Can you find it? Is it easy to find?
No, I years ago, maybe 2 years ago, I asked, my cousin was like, "Hey, what should I bring from America?" And I didn't say like, "Hey, like Flaming Hot Cheetos or Tapatio hot sauce." I was like, "How about some deodorant?" Yeah. And so Send me
brought a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have a lot of degree deodorant. Anyone wants some deodorant in Korea? Holler at me. I have some unused open packs.
I don't know what yeah. The thing with BO is something I don't know. Like, I think it's not a problem. But then again, like I don't have a long commute.
Yeah, I do.
To home, so
but not only that, I think obviously, like, you know, the sewer smells in Korea.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
you know, I smell some of that. You know, especially like if you're not outside and you're like on the street, and there's a handful of people and you're kind of just in the same direction. And you're like, God damn, like, why are you going the same way I am while you smell like wet dog? And then on top of that, it's just, and you know, it's sweat a lot season.
The sewer smell here, especially when it rains, right, is something I don't notice anymore. Yeah. At all. Like, I couldn't tell you the last time I couldn't tell you the last time I noticed it.
Oh, I notice it all the time.
I only notice it when I'm with people that are visiting and they bring it up. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I think what I'm saying now is I'm okay with, I'm almost proud of that fact.
That you don't notice it?
Yeah, because I feel like, I don't know, is it a rite of passage? You know, in a way it is. You know, like I won't complain about that too.
So this goes back to maybe 2 episodes ago of how to be Korean. Hey, you person with with the thing. You want to be Korean, you gotta not notice the fucking sewer smells over.
That's hilarious. Yeah, it's so true though.
So you know what, we did like fucking 47 minutes of just like of Korea. I feel like we did like a little bit unedited version of the When in Seoul podcast. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, it was kind of it was pretty like mild.
Well, I want to end with probably something a little bit controversial.
All right.
That pissed me off this weekend. So last week, Netflix released a comedy special.
Yeah.
For a comedian named Lee Soo-gun, who I am a big fan of, actually.
Are you friends with?
I met him one time.
Okay.
Right. I'm a big fan. Like, I think he's funny in all the variety shows that he's in. He's in 아는 형님. He was on 1박 2일 back in the days. He's like, variety show wise, he's great. But he shot a stand-up special, which I knew he was going to shoot. And I was kind of upset about it.
Yeah.
I'm not upset that like he got to do it and I didn't. That's not what I'm upset about.
Yeah,
I'm upset at the fact that there was news, like, you know, there was like a press release that he was going to do an hour special on Netflix, and he did not come see me once. And as arrogant as this is going to sound, if you're doing a stand-up special in the Korean language in Korea, you got to come see Danny Cho.
Hell yeah. Like, I absolutely agree. Like, absolutely agree that, you know, in terms of somebody that has the experience and the years packed on, that's absolutely prerequisite, like requisite.
Requisite.
Like if you're going to try to,
prerequisite. By the way.
They have to go see you.
And I know, like, it's what it is that, like, I mean, if they wanted to do it right, then let's say that, hey, Netflix is gonna give me an hour special deal. Yeah. At the very least, I would have liked to see that person try out 20-minute set here, 30-minute set there.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, it's,
you know, like a few times, you know what I mean?
Granted, they probably watched a lot of stand-up comedy, like, which they can online, but it's not the same thing as even listening to a live show. Right. Or taking it in that way. Otherwise, what the hell are you doing?
And so the other thing is that they had a writer, right?
Okay.
And that writer is the same writer for 박나래 special.
Okay.
And also the same writer for KBS stand-up.
Okay.
And also the same writer for Comedy Big League.
Are they stand-up
No.
comedians?
No. It's just one lady that...
They don't have to be, but yeah, it helps.
No, but my thing is like, and for the stand-up show, we didn't butt heads, but I was like, I don't think that's stand-up, right? Like I've voiced it.
I take that back. They should probably be stand-up comedians.
Absolutely.
Well. Hell yeah. Okay. I'm thinking of that movie. What's the one that's Judd Apatow? Funny People? Yeah.
Yeah. So like it was that I go matter of fact, it's rare that you see a written by that's different from the actual performer in US stand-up. It's very rare. There are some instances, but very rare. Okay. Right? But so there was her doing that, which I was like, that's not a good look. So to me, all of this was just a money grab. It wasn't hey, like I respect stand-up comedy or whatever. And again, like I understand the money grab, right?
Okay.
But like,
yeah, I do too. But
I would never, like, for example, if they go, hey, Danny, I want you to create not a slapstick special, but like a slapstick show, for Korea.
Yeah.
And I'll be okay. And then you think I'm just gonna be like, I'm not gonna consult anybody,
right? Yeah.
That's my point. So like,
it is controversial because.
And it's not ass too. It's not funny. It's
I mean,
awful.
I don't know these people, and I'm sure they have a great fan bases, but they can eat a dick. That's the wrong way to go about anything.
Absolutely.
Like, sure, Netflix has money that they'll throw at you. They need the content, but yeah, you're getting into territory where it's insulting.
Yeah.
Where people have spent like 20 plus years now for you, like. Working on your craft, working on this thing that's called stand-up comedy, and for people just to jump in, get paid well,
right?
That's fine, get paid, but at least do some due diligence. At least pay some respects to people that have put years and years of their time into it, and they can actually give you some advice. So
you know what I want is that so my issue with all of this is that for the people that know and that have done research and have understand that there is a small stand-up comedy scene in Korea, they might have seen our stuff, they might have come to our show, they can tell the difference. Like that's what they're doing as stand-up and what the fuck's going on here on Netflix isn't. But that's a very small minority.
Yeah. So
the majority of people in Korea who will see these specials, 박나래 and Isugun special, also, what pisses me off? The name of Isugun special is Noonchi Kochi.
Oh shit.
Yeah, right. Well, right. Right. So, anyways, but the issue that pisses me off is that like the majority of people have no idea that there's a stand-up scene. Yeah. So then they will watch this and be like, oh, this is what stand-up comedy is. Yeah. And then be like, oh, stand-up comedy isn't funny.
They're bringing you back.
Right.
Like they're holding you back.
Right. Now, what I would like is if some people to be like, wait, like, there's a stand-up scene. Let's check it out. And then, so it's kind of like, if your first pizza ever, right, was like the Koreanized fucking sweet potato, whatever kind of. Whatever
that was your first kind of pizza.
Yeah. And that's what you're used to.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I like this pizza kind of thing.
And you go to Italy, like, where's the sweet potato?
Yeah. But then you'll realize, oh shit, what I ate back home, sweet potato pizza, that's just. I mean, that's not what real pizza was, right?
Yeah.
Or is, right? So. Like if there's people that are more open-minded like that, then awesome. But if not, then you know what I mean. Then you're gonna have.
I will say though, I did see that special by that guy, the new one, and I loved it because I've been here how long? I'm just kidding. It's probably the case though. I probably see it and be like, hey, that's kind of funny.
I would give you money I would be like, if you understood half of it,
Yeah.
if you understood any of half of it, then I'd be like, Bob,
yeah,
I'll buy you dinner.
Okay. That's not gonna happen. I might as well buy dinner.
Yo, man, he comes out rapping. He comes out like in a fucking chain. Like,
all right.
He does
Now
a
I gotta
fucking
watch
PowerPoint presentation.
I'll watch the beginning.
It sucks ass, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's start a controversial like fan war with them.
Well, he's gonna win. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for watching, listening. We did 55 minutes of us talking about Korean shit and Eastergoon shit.
Yeah, give us some topics to talk about too.
Yeah.
We always talk about whatever we want.
Yeah.
But thank you for sitting through it. I hope it is helpful to you, and we appreciate you guys. Keep listening, and follow us. Don't follow, whatever. We're still gonna keep doing it. So, thanks, guys.
Bye bye.
Peace.